Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys my natural makeup routine. I usually do this style of makeup when I want to add some definition to my face but still look like I don't have that much makeup on. So I like to use two different foundations, one the Marc Shameless and then the Bobbi Tint Moisturizer. I use both of these together because one, I like the natural look that it gives me, and two, because it actually matches my skin tone. And so prior to putting on my foundation, I like to use the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer, which I really love. It usually makes my skin feel very matted and soft. Oh, and before I forget, I also want to mention, prior to putting on any makeup, I usually moisturize my face with oil and a nice facial moisturizer so that the makeup that I put on can kind of glide on my face more easily. So after applying my foundation with my brush, I usually like to use my beauty blender to kind of smooth things out. So next, to start my highlighting process, I use this Random Beauty Supply stick concealer that I found. I like to use it prior to using my liquid concealer because it gives me that matte finish. And the next thing I use is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I'm sure that most women who do makeup have at least two of these on hold. It's very inexpensive and it gets the job done. The color of this concealer that I usually like to use is Toffee because I love how it complements my skin and brings out my highlights. So here I'm just blending everything in with my fingers. I've noticed that by blending with my fingers, I'm able to retain most of the color of the highlights opposed to using the sponge. So here I kind of just use the sponge for the edges to kind of smooth everything out, to not have any harsh lines. So my next step is to contour, and I love to use the Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation. I specifically use the Cool Espresso. I love this color because it complements my skin very well. I love this foundation because it's very smooth. I can manipulate it very easily and it blends seamlessly with my highlight. I really like to use my brush to blend everything in, and then afterwards I kind of go in with the sponge to again avoid any harsh lines and to kind of blend everything together and make it all smooth. Prior to putting any powder on, I like to use setting spray for extra protection. So for this next step, I like to use the Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and I use this setting powder over my highlights. And as you can see, just by putting this setting powder over my highlights are much more popping, much more defined. I just love how it brings out the color. So I don't bake with my setting powder. I kind of just leave it on there and I use my brush to kind of brush away excess around the edges. So next I go over my contour with the MAC Blunt Matte Powder Blush. And I really like this because it gives my contour the final matted finish that I like. So next I go in with my MAC Peach Twist Shimmer Blush. I'm really not a blush person, but this blush in particular is very subtle. So to top it all off, I bring in the entire look with the MAC Gold Deposit. Y'all, this stuff right here is too lit. Like, it literally brings out my highlights. Like, I glow in the dark. I love this highlighter. And I also feel like it's the perfect highlighter for brown skin. So next I use foundation powder under my contour to finally give it that matte finish. So for my favorite part of this entire process, the lippy. I use the Too Faced Melted Queen Bee Liquid Lip and the Cork Lip Pencil from MAC. These two are my go-to. Every lip that I do, I use both of these. Honestly, I use this lip for everything because it's so natural. Honestly, the colors match the colors of my lips. It just brings out the color. This lipstick will literally last all day. So ladies, that's it. That's my natural makeup routine. What do you think? Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Coats and Stilettos. Bye!